Yeah, man, people. Yeah, man, Delvin Sadler is back, and Knowledge Base Katie is gonna join me in a couple of minutes. Therefore, we are now going to actually wait for Knowledge Base to come on. We decided to restart the show because it's a very important show, and if it's a very important show, then therefore we must actually delve deep into this. We're just waiting for Knowledge Base to connect back with us, and he's going to connect shortly. So we're talking about the rogue Jamaican cops who were actually exposed in Jamaica, allegedly. Oh, you want based upon a shootout that transpired. So therefore, we're just waiting for my brother to join us. All right. So just hold on for a second. Let's bring Knowledge Base back on. Here we go again. Yeah, man. Here we go again. Knowledge Base KT. Delvin Sadler. 5 minutes uncut. Big up yourself, my brother. Knowledge Base. You're in the comfort of your
Yeah,
home.
man. I'm in the comfort of my home.
Therefore,
Hopefully, no
no
disturbance.
disturbance. You ready to go?
Yeah, man.
Yes,
I'm
let's
ready
start
to
the
go.
show back again. This rogue Jamaican cop. So explain to the people out there, what is the situation about the good cop, the bad cop, and these rogue cop? What transpired?
Well, all right. So I wouldn't call anybody good so
Allegedly.
far. Yeah, or good. I wouldn't put good in the whole situation because we don't know which one of these cops did what. Anyhow, it's alleged that there's a party that was going on. It's not alleged. There was a party going on, and three men came up and shoot a man that is an alleged gangster or what we call a community protector or an area leader or a don for that area in somewhere in northern St. Catherine, in the Spanish Town area. The man who fired the shots on this man, fatally wounding him, left the scene in a Nissan something another car. There are some men that saw what happened, pursued these men in a running gun battle on Old Harbour Road. Upon reaching the intersection of Old Harbour Road and Featherbed Lane, they crashed into another vehicle. These men that were escaping that did the shooting. There was a running gun battle going on before they got into the accident. When they got into the accident, the men who were chasing them shoot many people that were in both vehicles that got into an accident. After everything that was done and all the carnage, it's reported that the men that were doing the chasing were police. The men that were being chased were also police. It's also alleged that the men that were being chased were on suspension. The men that were doing the chasing were on paid duty, informal paid duty, because we have to address that tonight. Because we're gonna get some. I'm gonna see if we can get to some of the solutions to fix the police in Jamaica.
I think we're gonna deal with the solutions next week. We want to continue on this, but we want to deal with this matter.
So what happened now is that it appears, based on what happened,
allegedly, yes,
rogue police officers went to the scene of this party to assassinate this man. They then assassinate the man. It so happened that this gangster, it appears, was paying these police to protect him, other police. These other police shoot the other police in their aid to protect their employer. So it's a dirty quagmire. It appears that
both are dirty cops.
These
two sides,
yes,
would
these
seem
men
to be dirty
that
cops.
came to do these men that were that came to do the shooting. It appears that they came from what is called mobile reserve, which is basically the police within the police. Do you understand what that means?
Yes, actually, these are the instant police officer. They're down at Elliston Road there.
Rapid
Yeah, quick
response.
response.
Rapid
Yes.
response. All right, so you hear over the radio, officer down, officer need
Quick.
help, officer in
Quick
distress.
response.
These guys come very quickly to assist. So they're always just there in reserve, waiting to deal with police
Right.
matter. Anyhow, so what happened in the aftermath now is that Indicom came in. The police, one police officer, road cop, is dead. An innocent civilian is dead. The man that they came to kill is dead. So that's 3 people dead. One
Turn off
man
that light
is
now.
in police lockup.
Turn off the light
One man
in the
is in
kitchen.
police
Yes, please.
lockup, and another man is on the
Mm-hmm.
run. The man that is on the run is alleging that he's innocent. So I don't know how he's gonna prove that he's innocent, but there's some forensic evidence that have to come out. So we'll seriously have to wait on that. But at the looks of things right now, people are not idiots. You can do the dots even without the forensic. These road cops came there to kill this man. This man had protection of other police. These other police decide that they're gonna kill these police. So it's who is paying who. So there's a quagmire of nastiness going on in the police force and in the wider Jamaican society. So what we need to do now, so they have disbanded the mobile reserve, and there's the head of the mobile reserve, who I can't remember his name right now. I think his last name is Bent, was Terrence Bent. He was sent on paid leave while the investigation is
All
going
right,
on.
knowledge base. So where I want to get to and move to the next portion of this is that we know that criminal elements allegedly exist within the mobile reserve. Um, and is there a, do you suspect that it's actually broader? Just turn that down for me, please, for a second. Do you suspect that the scope of this um, alleged criminal activity is broader than what we know to be facts?
From what I can see, and this is just purely speculation, but this is coming from an hypothesis. Because I go back, what I know is based on research and listening to people and listening. There is a man called Powell, I remember. He's still in the force. He talked about the corruption in the force and that it's rampant at the highest level. There's a man called Renito Adams. When they ask him about how to fix the Jamaica Constabulary Force, and we're talking about 20 years ago, he said, and I remember this, it tattooed on my brain, in my brain. He says, how can you get clean wine from a
I
dirty
remember you
bottle?
stating that correctly.
He said it. So he had a plan, because they were asking him, how can you fix it? Because he know exactly what go on at the force. He know who corrupt. And every single police is corrupt. But the corruption in the JCF is from the ground right up to the top. Right? There are many dirty cops in that organization. And it's very troublesome. Like, if these people are put in place to enforce the law, and at the highest level, it appears that something like this can be happening, where you can pay someone to assassinate another person using the apparatus of the law. It's scary.
So let's stop there for a second, knowledge base. So what you're actually saying is that while people might suspect that this is happening on the constable level, you are actually opening a can of worms that saying this corruption is actually possibly coming from the highest level.
The highest level. We're talking about the VP level, which is assistant to the commissioner.
Wow. And these are the people who are we actually entrusting to protect us. So what you're actually saying that um, if it's coming from the VP level, the VP also you're saying as is a death squad out there that is going around paid for hire to kill people,
That's
allegedly.
what it sounds like. Allegedly, that's what it sounds like. It sounds like it's you put your money in, and the VP distribute the action. So it's coming from the top down, and it's being filtered. So it's like a private mercenary apparatus. It's very scary. It's very, very scary if you think about it. I hope it's not true. Or I hope I'm gonna put my head in the sand and say no, that can't be. But if it is, a lot of people should get the full brunt of the law, the legal system. They should go to prison for this.
So the corruption um, within this police force, do you think it's just limited to the mobile reserve, or is it a widespread thing that this man is just?
It has to be a widespread thing because how is it that, all right, first of all, why is there a police on paid duty protecting a man when he is a police?
Very important.
As far as I know, and again, it started from the hierarchy from the commissioner down. No individual police is not supposed to take on any private job, even if he's on leave. As long as he's collecting a check from the government, every single
Mm-hmm.
dollar, legal dollar that him get, should come through the government coffers. I'm not saying that they can't do private work, but say for example, Delvin want a policeman to be at his club at night,
Mm-hmm.
yes, in uniform. What Delvin should do is go down to police headquarters and make an application to get a paid police
Right.
officer. Then Delvin pay the police force, and the police force then
The
pay
officer.
Delvin in
Mm-hmm.
overtime. No private person should give direct cash to a policeman to do that type of work, especially if he might use a government gun.
And you know what, knowledge base, I can remember at one point you stated to me that you had spoken to a police officer before, and he told you that you know, if you want services done, you don't need to go through that course that you just talk about. You can actually speak directly with him.
I'll give you an incident. I was on Washington Boulevard, a BMW going
Mm-hmm.
very fast, and I was pulled over by the cops. So whilst there, he was issuing the tickets to me. So then he asked me, "What do you do for a living?" So I just came up with this on the spot. I said, "I'm a party promoter. And in fact, I need men with your skill." So the man tear up the ticket immediately and started negotiating price with me.
You're no, he sees you
Yes.
now as a business
The
partner.
man tell me, say, "Now we are becoming business partner."
Wow.
The man said, "Make sure say you call me in a youth."
Yeah. So that is how deep the corruption is that everybody is looking for a buck. But let's
Everybody is looking for a buck. But you see, the sad part about it is that at the VP level
right.
In the Jamaica Concept Air Force, they're well
Mm-hmm.
paid. I would go out on a limb and say they make about 70,000
Mm-hmm.
US. Plus, they get a lot of incentive like housing, transportation, security. They unless they're just greedy, they should be very comfortable with their salary. On the squaddy level now, on the guy on the street, they don't get that much, to be honest. But irrespective of what you're getting, it's still your job, and you swear to
The
uphold the
Constitution.
Constitution
Yes.
of Jamaica, and to serve
And protect.
and I don't want to serve and protect them. Serve, protect, and reassure, I think them say.
Okay. All right. Okay. Let's put it to you this way then. So allegedly, how do you think the scheme worked um for you to be in this quagmire for these rogue cop now to go and actually do these assassinations?
What do you mean the actual how it
Yes.
work?
Are you saying that there's people out there that wants people dead and they have a method to which they contact these police officers to to allegedly carry out this act?
Oh, I'm knowledge based, but I don't have that intimate knowledge. Delvin. Sorry, I have never tried to go out and solicit this
What
type of
have you heard
service
on the
before,
what
nor
have you
do I
heard
know
about on
any.
the
Hold on,
streets?
hold on,
Yes.
hold on.
Yeah,
This
it's
is
very
very
important.
important.
Yes.
I do not know anyone that has told me how to solicit this
Yes.
service. What I
Yes.
speculate happens is that people in the underworld are aware of this service
The killing squad.
and know who to get the service
Mm-hmm.
from, right? Because hookers and John know where to find each other,
Right?
yeah? If you buy front door, you know where to go
Of
buy.
course.
Exactly. Anything where you want, sellers and buyers know where to hook
Mhm.
up each other. So these people who are in that farmer world know how to do it. It's not about how to do it, but why this is happening, we need to address.
All right. What's your assumption on that?
All right. My assessment of what is happening is that these dons, these dons have become so powerful in Jamaica that they call themselves businessmen. And some of them have the police in their pockets. So because they're competing for the interest of the police now become so corrupt that the dons have to compete to get the attention of the police or the protection of the police. So the highest bidder basically have to appease the police, or else he will not live.
So now they have to start eliminate competitions then.
Exactly. There, there, there was one hit that happened a few years ago. I wouldn't even get into it because I don't want, but people can do the dots, put the dots together. It's alleged that men with high-powered rifle went into a dance club and assassinated several men around a bar, and they said that the men looked like police. And then the police put out a communication that they were not in that area. From then, I realized that maybe police who are police but doing illegal work with police gun and other guns are doing these works. And this is several years ago. I kind of put the
Mm-hmm.
dots together because when I put my ears to the street, all the known criminal elements who could do that type of work raised their hand and said, no, it wasn't them.
Mm-hmm.
So what we need to do now is how do we fix this? I don't know. You say you want to do it on
All
another
right.
show,
So
but
knowledge base. Before we get to
I
the fixing part, I still have some more questions for you pertaining to this incident. So, with regards to the investigation of this, is the investigation being done by the police investigating the police, or is there a independent source doing this investigation?
it appears that several police agency and non-police agency are gonna do their independent investigation. Indicom will be involved because it was a police shooting and a private citizen, two private citizens were
Mm-hmm.
shot. The police will do their internal investigation because there's two units within the police force who were involved in a fatal shooting where a policeman was shot by another policeman. Plus, the parliament is asking for an independent inquiry, state inquiry into this whole matter. This might bring down the Jamaica Constabulary Force.
All right. The next question I have for you is that, what do you know in particular to the citizens to which that lost his life, a foreign resident?
I don't know much. All I know is that the man was traveling to a wake or something like that, and collided with the getaway car from the gangster police, and the pursuing police in the mix up just shoot whoever was moving. As simple as that. They never ask for provide idea if you were there or if you weren't there. Then they shoot up who they want to shoot up. It could be me or you.
What's your opinion on that though?
It's tragic, but I could understand what is happening. It's a very fluid situation when you're in a running gun battle. You ever in a gun battle?
But from what I gathered, there was 2 different color vehicles.
No, but they don't know who is who. Whether like them know the people that they were chasing. They just know that they were chasing a vehicle, and a vehicle collided with a vehicle. And it so happened that the 2 vehicles that collided were the same vehicle.
Model.
Nissan something under the wagon.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. So there could be confusion in the mix of all.
Yeah, so in the midst of all of that, and the men that were being pursued were also firing at the men who were pursuing. So the pursuing men, when the collision happened, is not taking any check. They just decided to out all the fires.
Wow.
It's unfortunate, but all I can tell those people is to see if they can get some redress from the state as it relates to the life of their loved one.
My next question to you,
as it relates to monetary compensation.
My next question to you: what kind of faith and trust do you now have, knowing all of this information of the security forces?
Negative 43.
Yeah. Elaborate, please.
I have less than 0 trust in the police force in Jamaica now. They will have to take radical steps to win back the trust of the Jamaican people. Not only Jamaican people, but the judicial system. No courts in a Jamaica, no lawyer, no crown should take any evidence from these guys until they fix what is going on in the force. You need to separate the sheep from the wolves. I don't know what method they're going to use to do it, but they need to do it, and they need to do it urgently. So what you need to do, you should have a cease and desist, put out a force order that said that every single member of the Jamaica Constabulary Force on X day you need to bring in them firearm. Then at your firearm and uniform, and you need to re-interview for your job, right? So every single person, we're going to probe into them background. I mean everybody, including the commissioner. Everybody. And you slowly, now have to tell us why we should give you back your job.
And who is going to do this?
Well, them work with the Canadian, the British, and the U.S. Embassy. They're FBI agents. There's RCMP and Scotland Yard in Jamaica, and they're ready to assist.
Yeah, that's a very important point.
Because they have invested heavily in Jamaica.
Very important point there that you have. And not only that, their citizens are going to these places, and they expect that their citizens...
They want to make sure they are protected.
100%.
Because, listen, Delvin, who is to tell what level of dollar they need to eliminate anybody? It doesn't matter who you are.
There's a message here.
To how it sounds, it doesn't mean the Prime Minister should be worried.
All right, let's read a message here from one of...
Listen to me, Delvin. You just gloss over that. The Prime Minister himself should be worried. Come back to that. Based on how these men are operating. I was going to come back to that,
but let's stop for a second here. All right. There's a Bovary here. She's saying that why the police did not use the registration number to identify the vehicle before they possibly fired.
Listen, it's a running gun battle in the heat of the fire at night. There's so many different factors. It's very hard. It's easy to play Monday morning quarterback after the incident, but be there a firing range, and it's very scary, much less a real. So a firing range with a gun of fire, it's a controlled environment. Can you imagine a running gun battle where people fire shot at you in a moving vehicle at night?
Chaotic.
It's very chaotic and
And not
confusing
only that, you have to
situation.
look out for your life as well.
And the information is being processed so
Yeah, you
quickly.
have to make sure you're safe. You have to make sure that you have to actually fire at where you think the shots are coming from. You have to know go over. Unfortunately for this one person that died, I feel so sad for the family. Um,
Yeah, I feel very sad for the family. It's a very bad situation. It could have happened to
but
anybody.
I can understand the
So my
confusion and the
condolences to
chaotic
those
state that
people.
involved.
Yeah, my condolences to those people that lost their life. But you see, it have to come. Somebody have to pay for
Mhm.
this, and it should be paid for at the highest level. You
All
see what
right,
I'm saying? Because these police,
let's
go
get
ahead.
back to the point you just brought up. So, what role should the prime minister play into actually uh,
The prime minister should take leadership on this. The prime minister, is the head of the country. The prime minister, is working with this Zozo or wait one name for trying to bring law and order. So they are now taking away the rights of its citizen while the people who are there to uphold the law are the biggest
and
lawbreakers
there's
in the
also
land.
actually police.
Yes,
Yeah,
this is not right. Like you're asking people to take away their rights to people who are lawbreakers at the highest
and
level.
they are lawbreakers.
And the sad part about it is that the Jamaican people themselves are not outraged, or maybe they're not aware of what is
Hmm.
going on, the gravity of what
Hmm.
is happening. This is serious. It's
I
not a
agree with you
joke.
100% on that. So, what steps can the prime minister take immediately?
The steps. First of all, you need to have a sit down meeting with the national security minister, the head of the Jamaica Constabulary Force, and the head of the Jamaican Army, and to have a sit down meeting, to tackle what exactly happened at that meeting. Then they need to have an audit, all of them, for every single security agency in the land of Jamaica. So he should ask the leadership of both the military and the Jamaica Constabulary Force to get an audit of all the people who are in higher authority as it relates to how they interface with their subordinates and command and control. That's step one. And anybody who can give a good account for how them put out operation and what is happening under their jurisdiction, those people should be fired immediately and replaced with competent people. That's step one. Step two, the leadership, have to come up with a strategy how to get every single member of the security forces, both in the military and in the civil police, civil paramilitary police force. They need to find out who are these people and if these people are people who are upholding the law. Even if you take $5 at a traffic stop, you need to lose your job.
All right. What I want to say is that I can understand all of that. What about the unsolved crimes that have happened that basically we've heard no form of anyone being brought to justice and the possible suspect that these same people could be involved?
Delvin, at this point, we can't even get that granular. We can't get so um, direct and so in the weeds at this point. We have to stay at a high level, high level to bring things back into order. There's disorder. There's no police force
I
right
agree.
now,
Yeah.
in
Yeah, I
my
agree, I agree.
mind.
I agree.
So the things have to come back together before you can even start stuff
So
like that.
basically you need a commission now to actually commission the police.
Exactly. And no wonder the bigger question you need to ask is, why is it that the country has been overrun with crime and can't fix?
Because
That's the
It
question
could
he
be
needed to
possible
ask.
that the people who are supposed to actually fix it are actually the criminals themselves.
No, because the police are using crime as a way of crime is a business for
Hmm.
police,
They're the true
right? They're
criminals.
using the crime in Jamaica
They're the
as a
true
business.
criminals.
So if there's no, they're criminals. So if there is no crime, there's no
Hmm.
business. They don't make any money. So why would we want to fix crime?
Very important point, knowledge base. Very, very important point. So they don't want to fix crime. They want more crime so that they can make more money in their pockets.
That's exactly what is going on. So one should ask if it's even going beyond the police command and control and now into the political sphere.
Yes, so this underbelly that you spoke about is deeply entrenched within the political system and the police force and criminal elements.
That's what it seemed like to me, So it's some serious implication. And it made me even afraid for go back to Jamaica and no boy can't make me run left Jamaica. You know much time I said that?
So all right, knowledge base. If it's that deep, I mean, who is gonna bring law and order?
Revolution.
Explain that.
The people, the people will have to take back the power. And the people run the country. As Sizzla Kalonji say, if the people them don't want it, then you can't go further.
And
People is who control the country, but the Jamaican people, all they are is just loud people that just talk and don't think. I said this before. 90% of the people in that little country, they don't think for themselves. They let people
mm-hmm.
think for them. But the Jamaican people are very strong people.
but
So I know that they'll find their rightful
But while we're
place.
sitting here and while we're talking, criminal elements still operating within the country. So therefore, somebody now would have to conduct law and order to which the people have confidence in, believing that they're actually doing the job of security enforcement. Who is doing this if the people you're entrusting to do this, that the people can now say they have faith in this?
The reason why people do criminal business, other than mad people, the reason why criminals do crime is because they think in their mind they can get away with it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? In the psyche, that's how them operate. If they knew that there is some serious punishment or will be punished, or there's a likelihood that you will be caught, it's a deterrent to do it. So, because the police has been emasculated and also the police has been caught in this cycle of corruption, the people themselves are now corrupt, the politicians are corrupt, everybody take a piece. It's a eat a food mentality down there. Nobody in a nation building, nobody no care about Jamaica. Everybody a grab for themselves.
I term it killing country. Hold on for a second, knowledge base, because it's a very important question here to you. Because you did mention earlier that the mobile reserve has now been disbanded. And Mrs. Foster is saying that. Do you think getting rid of the mobile reserve will solve the problem? Or is it just a matter of starting something that you will rename?
All right. I don't know, to be honest, I do not know if it's a true um, demolish demolition of the mobile reserve, or it's just a facade. They just say, okay, we're gonna not call it mobile reserve, but call it the reservists. But from what they have told me is that the head of the mobile reserve have been put aside. There's another gentleman, I can't remember his name, is now in charge of doing the wind down. So it seems as if they're gonna have another elite unit. I think they're seriously gonna remove it and then replace it with military intelligence people as well as military and police for have a rapid response system, because it went back to the Tivoli incursion according to Indicom. Every single time mobile reserve operate by themselves, them leave a carnage of man we dead. And powder burn upon them everywhere. But anytime mobile reserve work with other agency, nobody not dead.
So you need somebody to
So
work in
it's just
conjunction with them to know.
no. What it's saying is that the mobile reserve is running under a different
Mhm.
order as it relates to how them do them job. They're not real police. They're thugs. That's what it appears. So if there's eyes on them, then they behave themselves. But if there's no eyes, them just do whatever them feel
So
like.
because they think that they're a reserved group of people who are no emergency crime responders, they feel within themselves that they're immune from societal laws and they're just enforcers and killers.
That's what it appears.
What a thing.
And they take that job very seriously.
So so if they're disbanding this mobile reserve, what are you saying, knowledge base? Because I don't think this is what people think or or believe within themselves. Because if they when they say disband, it doesn't mean that all of these men will be fired.
No, they're just gonna be placed. Some are go over traffic, some are go forensic, some are go dog unit. Some are, them are just put them in a different unit all over.
So the same
So they'll still be in
rogue
the
people will be
force.
still in the force.
Yeah, but in most cases, they're not rogue. From what I understand, they're rogue in the sense that they're not operating as per the force orders of the Jamaica Constabulary Force. But it appears that the
It's
leadership
rogue.
of the Jamaica Constabulary Force is giving orders that are contrary to the laws of Jamaica.
Yeah, clearly. So and they're following the leadership orders that are being sent down to them, whether it be officially or unofficially.
Unofficially, yes. So, as I said, stated before, the Prime Minister himself have to take leadership of this. Andrew Michael Holness, need to take this in hand. It's a serious thing. It's not a
So
joke.
do you actually,
And I'll know.
before you go there, do you believe that, all right, if you identify this or the allegations are that at the assistant level of the commissionership, that this is where um, the leadership is filtering down this to these rogue people. Do you actually believe within your hearts of heart that the prime minister, the deputy prime minister, the ministers that run the countries are not aware of this thing or this killing element existence?
Yes, I would believe that after the Prime Minister is not a police. I did not hire the same way how me would know that how to get in touch with these people. The Prime Minister know that there's rampant corruption in the police force, but he does not know where the corruption is and who is leading the corruption. I don't think if he knows that, then he should step down also. So I don't think he knows that. But what it's not about what he knows, but what he should do. Is what I'm saying? There is a problem now. He needs to fix it. That's why he's the prime minister. It's a very big job. Prime minister. Is what I'm
Mhm.
saying? He needs to fix this. He needs to take ownership of this and fix it.
Because the reason why I asked you that, is because um, I based upon what you're saying, the corruption could extend beyond just the police force and actually to the highest level of government as well.
Yes, in some fear, yes, it can't be proven, but one would think it has to. We're not idiot.
Oh gosh. And this is a country that we love and we believe in. But how could we believe in this form of corruption as it exists that was supposed to or meant to protect, but it seems as if it's there to now destroy?
I spilled like 6 pieces. No, like a little bit of the frosted flakes on the ground.
Just pick it up then.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, Delvin. We'll repeat that. Repeat that question.
No,
Sorry.
I'm just saying this is the country that we love and we believe in. But how could we have no faith in leadership of this who is supposed to be there to protect and to be that security blanket that we look forward to and turn
You
out
see,
to be
Delvin,
that is
sorry, I
destroying.
got the question now. You see, it comes from all levels and all spheres of Jamaica. It's an indisciplined country, right? And we like indiscipline and we like inefficiencies. And it's not that we like it, we support it. Like, so you go to a government office and them take all day and go up on lunch and trace off people. And instead of holding them to account for their
Yeah.
and we just let it slide. There are some people who are fight, but if all of us now pull on the rope together, then we can't move the mountain, right? So everybody in Jamaica have to come together and say, no, we don't support this. We do not. And if you are going to do this, we're going to remove you, including the prime minister. So it's not a one person duty. Knowledge base, nor Delvin can come up with all the solutions for this. It has to be a collective effort by everybody. And these people are people who don't like Jamaica. They don't, because if you know that. Yeah, and the way all them carelessly go around and shoot people, it is not right.
So knowledge base.
Not right.
All right, I know you're part of the diaspora as well as I am. The people who are living, the citizens that are living outside of the country. How does this perceive outside of the Jamaica?
For Jamaicans living outside are just people in general.
People in general, because tourism can be affected by this. It could be the selling of Jamaica could be affected by these people who are now seen as those people tarnishing the
You know,
image
say
of
not
Jamaica.
affect nothing, Delvin.
No.
It will not affect anything because they don't see the people that are of the darker hue in Jamaica as anybody. It's just a reality of the truth. 90% of Jamaica is 93% of Jamaica is black people. Black people. And they don't give work to these people, and that's why they get away with this for so long. Black people themselves have to come together and show these people that that their life value something, and then and only then will you get the respect of these people. You can't carry yourself like a dog and then expect to be treated like a human being.
So people who
Some
are.
people now go like what me I say.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm trying to say, without saying it, is that it's the Jamaican people that let these people treat them like this. Historically, Jamaica is just a place to be used. They don't invest in Jamaica. During slavery, they make millions of dollars. Not $1 stay in Jamaica. It went straight to the UK.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in present day Jamaica, they have all these big hotels. They have roads being built all over the place. And very few Jamaicans are getting any form of benefit from this. All the money make in Jamaica and then go out of Jamaica. So they're not investing in Jamaica. So now what the Prime Minister, and we're digressing a bit, but this has to be said. The Prime Minister have a plan to sell out Jamaica and invest it back in Jamaica. And in Jamaica, it means in the Jamaican people. In the Jamaican people, it means into the police force. If, and I said it's back to the Prime Minister, I know you're only one man, but I'm speaking to you because the Prime Minister's job is a very big job and you wield a lot of power. You're basically in control of the country. You can decide for push those who are way to our name or remove it. There's a lot of power that the prime minister have. So what I'm saying is that, but the people is the one who give him the power. They need to invest
Right.
in the Jamaican people, and the Jamaican people need to demand that form of respect.
Right. So the last couple of questions that I have were pertaining to Jamaican people. How can now they can hold the police force, the politicians, and the new um, police structure, if they're going to now restructure the police, accountable?
Fire their ass when they make a mistake. Prison their ass when they break the law. Create scenarios, sting operation, and try for get these people out. And whenever they cross the law, prison
So
them.
what my point is
Make
this:
the
should Indicom now become like a more broader scope watch agency, not just limited to just investigating the police, but to actually um, look within the tips that are coming into the police?
you don't want Indicom to become too powerful
No?
either, because then we become corrupt
Oh,
just
yeah?
the same. Yeah, what you need to do is to make sure that you have proper people coming into the police force and people who are willing to uphold the Constitution of Jamaica. People who are not swayed by the dollar bill, but are of principle and whole integrity and want to do what is right.
So what you're saying, knowledge base, is this,
And
that people needs to be vetted even more.
yes, and if they're not the right person for the job, don't
I
hire
agree.
them. And if they're in the job and they're not the right person, fire them. Because people make mistakes all the time, but you can fix
Hmm.
mistakes.
Because you can actually change in
So
agencies and rename agencies as much as you can. But if you don't have the right people, you cannot have a good force, right?
no, you cannot. And people are gonna say, "Oh, run to the outside." Jamaica need to stop run to other people for them problem. Fix your own problem.
Hmm.
You know what the problem is. Fix it.
Yeah, I agree 100%.
Fix it.
So this vetting process,
Nobody from England, America, or Canada can fix it for you. We just need to fix it ourselves. We're not idiots.
yeah, what I'm saying, that this vetting process that we spoke about earlier should be an ongoing thing, not just when you're hired.
Yeah, it should be ongoing. And if you notice that a policeman lives in Cherry Gardens and his salary is $2 million a year, then he must be investigated immediately.
Oh, yeah.
So you should have regular credit checks on these police
Very
officers.
important point.
Yeah, he must account for his assets. How did you own this? We know how much you get paid. So you need to explain to us, did your parents die and leave money give you?
Mm-hmm.
How did you get this money?
Yeah, fully
So
agree.
if he want to work for the government, him have to open up himself to a lot of intrusiveness.
A lot of scrutiny.
Yes.
Yeah,
So it's just what it is. We need to get to the bottom of this and we need to fix these problems. And it's easy to fix, just that people don't want to take the leadership and do what is right.
rightfully so. Yeah, my knowledge base.
Mm-hmm.
Successful show tonight. You really touch on this subject in a broad based manner, and I hope that the people are actually watching and listening and actually taking note that the power not lies with the police force or the politician, but they are the ones who are the ones in power.
Mm-hmm. The people have the power and the people need to exercise their
Yeah, man,
power.
straight up, exercise it fully.
Stop the lip service.
But it's really an appalling thing to find out that this is going on within the system that was designed to protect the people, that the protectors are alleged the ones who are committing these atrocious acts.
It's sad.
Very, very sad. So what you want to say to people before we wrap up the show, Knowledge Base?
Well, people, you need to think for yourself and don't let anybody think for you. And we'll see you next Saturday.
Yeah.
Same ghetto place, same ghetto time.
Yeah, man. So until next week, Knowledge Base Katie and Delvin is saying, peace out.
Peace
Bye
out.
bye.